I seen this week King Kong Bundy and Luke Perry. Luke Perry, father of up and coming independent wrestler Jungle Boy, have both passed away this week. So, prayers and thoughts are with their families. It's crazy that this happened. 2 deaths in this week. It's just tragic.
We don't need it, 2019, I hope doesn't continue the trend, but it's always unfortunate and unexpected when we have any passings happen. So
Yeah, especially like King Kong Bundy passing before, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's always tragic. Happened with Vader.
And it's just not the same, as having them come up on the stage in front of everybody and be celebrated, but hopefully he will be celebrated and inducted in years to come.
Absolutely, but let's move on. Let's get into some hot stuff. Ronda Rousey, she's just been going crazy, running her mouth. She forgot that there's a script to follow. So, how do you feel about Ronda Rousey just, breaking kayfabe, just telling everyone it's a script, it's all fake, they couldn't touch me.
Okay, so they tried to do this before. Oh, shout out to DJ SoCal, the only person to respond to. What's going on, buddy boy? So what's going on is interesting, to say the least. She's doing everything that nobody wants her to do. If I'm not mistaken, months ago, everybody was loving her and eating her up when she was green. She couldn't cut a promo. And now that she's cutting her own style, nobody likes it. I'm very for it. I've said it all week. I was going through, the WWE archives, WWE Universe for only $9.99 a month. That's your one plug. I was checking out back when the whole People Power era happened with Laurinaitis, and they tried to do the same thing with Big Show. If you guys don't remember, Big Show was under this ironclad contract so he can do and say whatever he wanted. I feel like this is kind of the same way, but this is a lot stronger. It's more of an impact because, you publicly just said wrestling's fake. I don't even know what the word kayfabe means, if you're being honest, between me and you. So I'm all for it. What about you?
It's funny you bring up the Big Show. It wasn't such a problem then as it is now, because Ronda Rousey has that mainstream appeal that Big Show doesn't. She's a Hollywood actress. She's been in movies. She's been in one of the Fast and Furious movies. That Mile 22 movie. She had a top billing. She was in it for like 20 minutes and did nothing. You have Ronda Rousey, one of the top fighters in the world. You don't give her any fight scenes. Mile 22, bad movie. But Ronda Rousey, back to her. I think she might be fed up. She probably got the plans for WrestleMania. She probably knows she's going to be dropping the title to Becky. And she's probably just not handling it well. We saw how she handled, multiple losses in UFC. Did not take that well. So I think she just was going to ride a wave. Hey, I'm Ronda Rousey. I'm the baddest woman on the planet. No one can beat me. And taking her first loss on the biggest stage of them all, I don't think she's going to, react to that well.
Well, see, that's where we're split apart. I'm thinking this is maybe WWE's attempt to get a little more edgier, because as you heard, also news throughout this week is that Fox is interested in picking up WWE.
Well, it's been signed. That's old news. It's old news, Fox and WWE. But I get what you're saying. I saw what you're mentioning. They want an edgier, raunchier product. They kind of want an Attitude Era light.
Yeah, and I don't want an Attitude Era light. I just want something different. I want to get out of this PG era and see where we can go. I'm not saying let's go all the way crazy style. Let's not go to ECW days. Let's not go to Attitude Era days. But let's just take off some of the padding, of the product and see where it goes. We also got new writers coming in, so with the new writers and less padding, maybe we can see a little more action. Maybe Ronda won't quit because she'll get some more screen time.
Yeah, definitely when SmackDown moves to Fox, I think that could send a lot of the top superstars from Raw over to SmackDown. I definitely could see Ronda Rousey on Fox. I don't know about Roman Reigns, maybe Seth. I would like Seth on SmackDown. Any other big names you think would be on SmackDown on Fox?
Well, it's just crazy. You got Becky Lynch. No. No, dude, I think I like where everything is right now. I like my roster. I like my women where they're at. You know what I mean? I like to see who I see on Monday, and then I'm like, all right, I'll see you next week, and then see who I see on Tuesday. I like where the tables are at right now.
Well, it's funny you say that. It's just every week, Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, who are signed to the SmackDown Live roster, every Monday they're showing up on Monday Night Raw.
Yes, there's two SmackDown contenders going after a Raw title. That's a little off to the side. You know, it shows that they're really trying to push the red brand when they could be doing the same on the right hand. But you know what I mean? Maybe put Carmella on Raw. I don't know. That's all I got for you. When it comes to women's switching, everything's good where it's at.
I get what they're doing when you have a big money name like Ronda Rousey. You want that front and center, but let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think what Ronda Rousey is doing is good for the business? Is she hurting the business? Is she hurting herself? Let us know. In other news, we have Tori Wilson being announced for the Hall of Fame. A lot of criticism here, coming in part for her work rate. She wasn't the best in between the ropes. So how do you feel about this? Do you think a Hall of Fame induction should meet certain criteria? Certain work rates, certain promo skills. How do you feel about that?
No, not a damn chance. As you see, Tori Wilson was one of the first women that I started to see in a different shade, if you know what I'm saying. So she holds a very special place in my heart. A lot of people saying that maybe Stacy Keibler should have been in there. Maybe they should have given it to more deserving women. Maybe China should have got that solo spot. But you know what? That's 2 women in the induction so far. What are you guys complaining about? That's how I feel about it.
I'm right there with you, Lance.
There goes the women's revolution for you.
Definitely. I definitely think she was a trailblazer. She always tried. I'm not saying she didn't just go out there and just, did the job. She's been on interviews saying she's tried. She would plan out matches with Fit Finlay. Fit Finlay, a huge supporter of the women's revolution. So I'll give her credit. If you try, this is her reward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an entertainment company, first and foremost. Sports entertainment. The wrestling is the entertainment. So I think she did her job to entertain.
Oh, yeah. With all those bra and penny matches, she definitely tried her hardest. But whether she won or lost, the crowd always won.
Yeah, we were all entertained. And, some people still have her under their bed. So, magazine style, if you know what I mean.
No cadavers here, ladies and gentlemen. But with that being said, we got the reunion of the Shield going on. I don't know about all of that. That sounds like something that's just a last shot attempt at money grabbing. They're probably going to have a couple new shirt designs. They already have the new Roman shirt design. I don't know, man.
Yeah, they had the new Roman shirt, the I believe, right, for cancer awareness. I like that. Yeah, Shield reunion, just another money grab. But I like it. It could. This is something I predicted last episode. I predicted Shield reunion at Fastlane or at WrestleMania. We're getting it today. We'll get into more on that later when we discuss the Fastlane card. Big news: WrestleMania 36 has been announced to be taking place in Tampa Bay, Florida. Home, taking place at the same stadiums Tampa Bay Buccaneers play. I always like WrestleMania in Florida. It always seems like to be the best ones. Was it 28 in Miami? Rock versus John Cena.
Electric.
They also had the end of the era, Triple H versus Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. I believe it was 33, I think was in Miami too. There's so many great WrestleManias in not just Tampa Bay, but Florida.
In general, yeah.
It's a good spot.
It's a different vibe. The sun's out a little longer, you can really have that pay-per-view main event come right when the sun comes down, so it's pretty cool.
I think the best example of that, where the sun goes down right as the main event starts, is WrestleMania 31. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns in Levi Stadium in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. As Roman's coming, he was still doing the entrance through the crowd. The sun's coming down, and you get Brock coming down the big ramp. They had a really nice big ramp at WrestleMania. So I do like that. Hopefully we can get that WrestleMania 36. I don't think we're going to get WrestleMania 35 in New York.
No. Too congested, too crowd packed.
Yeah, WrestleMania 29 was in New York. Same place, MetLife Stadium. So, where would you want to see WrestleMania?
In the good old Orange County, California, baby. Come on down to Anaheim, have a good time. No, there's no place around here that could hold a capacity that big. What do you think? Maybe the Rose Bowl, somewhere around here.
Rose Bowl would be cool. They've done multiple WrestleManias at the Anaheim Pond, Honda Center. That's what they call it now.
Okay.
They were doing WrestleManias when it was still the Pond. They've done WrestleManias at Staples Centers.
Yeah.
So I would like to see, Southern California get a WrestleMania again. So let's sign a petition. Let's get something. It's going to bring money to the economy here. But
until then, we got something new that's coming into Orange County. And next week, they will be presenting their newest show. And we're going to have them here on stage. Not yesterday, not last week, but today, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. In the stage with me, I have none other than the immaculable, incomparable, Robo-Leg himself, Billy Barnes. Come on down. We're going to talk some 3PW style.
How's it going, fellas?
Billy, how you doing, buddy?
Can't complain too much anyway.
Let me
slide to the left. Slide to the right.
We're a couple of big boys. Yeah. So, Billy, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
You were here for the intro. Were you not listening? We said we were good. So, are you ready for Honor and Glory's second 3PW show?
Oh, absolutely. We're ready to go. The question is, are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah. This is a show I've been, excited for since the last 3PW show ended. I've just been counting days for this show. Honor and Glory. Inside Prince will get more on the location in a bit, but this looks like it's going to be a real great match. It gives a quick rundown on some of the matches, 2 big matches.
Absolutely. We have Wild Horse, the Savage Shaman, the Rain Dancer himself, returning to 3PW, taking on Freddie Flores, who will be making his debut.
Nice.
And then, of course, you can't talk big matches without talking about that main event.
Main event.
The Freak Show, Sin Bodhi, taking on Damon Devine, Mr. Hollywood himself.
Freddie Flores, he's been known to bring along, some of his friends. Could we see, Divine Intervention, play a part?
I don't know about that.
You guys got
that's not in the plans right now. But I mean, you never know what could happen.
From what I know, 3PW's got some tight security, so it's not like the other promotions where they can just run through and beat up D6W staff and get away with whatever they want.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, because from what I saw at the first show, yeah, security's pretty tight. Not to mention that, the people there, they're pretty well defending themselves, so it's not going to be no divine intervention in the way. But it will be fun to see Freddie Flores go against Wild Horse. Now, last time I saw Wild Horse, I was there at 3PW. How's his nads? Because he got.
You know what? Yeah, he had that thing coming and going, but he was a little worse for wear after that nastiness.
Yeah, I was hoping to see
any running with Gusten Uberstedt. You're getting hit somewhere.
Right.
Well, 90% of the time it's the booty, but.
It's always yummy whether you want it or not.
He kind of does what he has to do to run off with that W.
All right, just another minute before we bring on our final guest, the man behind 3PW. But before we bring out the man himself.
Main event time. Let's talk
let's get a little more in depth on the main event. And we'll get our next guest's thoughts on it too. But, Billy, what do you think? Divine versus Sin Bodhi. It's going to be, I think there's going to be a challenge for Divine because Sin Bodhi just, he's wild, he's reckless, he's crazy.
You're absolutely right. Damon Devine is an up-and-comer. He's a beast. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's also got about 500,000 projects in the works. He's a hustler. He's a workhorse. But, I mean, come on, guys. Sin Bodhi. I mean,
you're really gonna
the warlord of weird. You never ever know what you're walking into. I don't care if you faced him before. You just don't know what you're walking into at a given time.
Mm-hmm.
He is the warlord of weird.
And I've seen it firsthand. Last year I got to see him go up against Andy Brown, and Andy Brown's a hard hitting big gun, so you would think that it was gonna be like. He's going to plow right through him, but no. He's got his ways. He's strange. He's weird, and I love it. I can't wait to see him again next week.
Yep, we're looking forward to it.
And now I want to bring on the man himself. Everyone stand up, give a round of applause for our main man, Tony Reyes, representing the brand to the max. Got the 3PW shirt, 3PW hat. Are we going to get a 3PW tattoo soon? that seems like the next step.
First thing I got to do is I got to clarify something. this is not the second show of 3PW. Now, it is the second show for SoCal 3PW.
SoCal.
But 3PW has a long history.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back a few years. Gordon McCarthy started 3PW in Las Vegas, and we're continuing some of the traditions. I just want to make sure everybody knows that it's the same company, just a new boss. That's all.
I thought you were the know-it-all. Come on.
That's my bad. I knew it had been going on. I should have said SoCal second 3PW show. But Tony, I gotta get your input on this main event: Damon Devine versus Sin Bodhi. You know, who do you want to win? Do you want a crazy man like Sin Bodhi getting that power trip?
Here's the thing about it: when it comes to Sin Bodhi, you can't rule anything out.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the
Definitely.
ring with him, and I'm telling you, there's a reason why he's coming to 3PW.
Yeah,
He's been at 3PW before. He knows what 3PW is,
yeah, definitely.
and that's one of the reasons why we're bringing him in. You know, D'Lo has a knack for bringing in certain talent,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really hoping, and this is going to be a shout out, that a former champion, 3PW champion, is now available for bookings. So I'm really hoping. I'm not going to drop the name yet.
Austin's gonna be doing his homework for now. Figure that
No,
out.
Oh, Austin better know who that is.
We're on the same wavelength. I think I got a couple names in mind, but
I'm really hoping that we can.
we'll cut the cameras and we'll talk about it later.
I'm really hoping that we can make a deal, and hopefully we can bring him into the future here to SoCal.
Awesome.
That would be great.
Tony, what were some other big matches on the card for Honor and Glory? We already discussed Wild Horse and Freddie Flores.
Well, another name, in Las Vegas, another guy that I've wrestled quite a few times, Leon Hayter,
Okay.
is coming to SoCal, and he's going to be taking on Jimmy Mayhem.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
Jimmy Mayhem.
So right there, we got two big guys, and I can't wait to see him tear this ring up.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
That's going to be a fun match to watch.
Do you ever have any ideas making matches like this a hardcore match?
Well, at 3PW, we are more of a family-friendly show.
Hmm.
But if things tend to go that direction, there's going to be reasons for it.
Hmm.
We're not going to be we're not
You're-
like ECW. We're not just going to hit somebody in the head with a cheese grater.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not WWE
We're-
with the whole pay per view.
everything that 3PW does is we're building for the next show. We're building for the next match. We're building for the next storyline. We just can't. We're not going to kill storylines immediately at this. It's just there's no sense in it.
It's a long what's it called? You're seeing down the road. You're planning it out.
Exactly. The booking committee. We take a look at everything all the way around. And we want to put on a good show that everybody could come and watch.
Mm.
That's just how we are.
And you
No.
don't need chair shots every show to bring people into every event. You
Now-
don't
now,
need
Billy,
to.
is that something you share the same belief in? You want to, don't want to put a hardcore match just for the sake of having a hardcore match.
I absolutely do agree. There's a reason for everything, or at least there's supposed to be a reason for everything. Now, these things can happen organically, there's no question. I mean, especially when you put somebody like Leon Hayter and Jimmy Mayhem in the same ring. As a parting shot on that match, I just want to say it's a good thing that's going to be outside.
Yeah, you don't want to put any holes in walls. I've seen that too many times. Are the chairs gonna be rentals? I hate to see Jonathan Malice there and him having a little heart attack.
It won't be his problem.
Exactly. He'll probably be like, "Go for it." I ain't gotta deal with this time.
Right.
But
Well, another match that we got to bring to everybody's attention is we have no idea anything about the Post Commanders,
Yes.
but my understanding is that the Ballard brothers are coming in to take on the Post Commanders, and it's like I frequent the American Legion quite a bit, and I know some of them old boys. Some of these old boys, whether they've been Desert Storm, Vietnam, whether their parents were,
They got some
the
scrap in 'em.
member of the Sons. There's three governing bodies to an American Legion: Auxiliary, the Sons, and then the Legionnaires. And it's one of those things where I believe in what the American Legion does, because the Legion, it's veterans taking care of veterans.
Yeah, explain for our viewers who might not know. Our viewers who go to the Legion Post to see the shows, they might not know what the Legion Post is actually for. They think it's just for wrestling shows.
It's, pretty much, it's a watering hole for all the boys. But other than that, we do other outside things for veterans. Whether it's taking socks and underwear to the Navy hospital, for some of the homeless guys. There's so much that so many charities, like 716's been known to buy medical equipment for veterans that have not been able to get the proper tools they need, or
the proper
chair,
resources,
exactly. And we're talking like the electric chairs that are like,
a couple thousand,
$3,000-$4,000 a pop. I can't afford that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? But when everybody gets together in these causes, they go to for a good reason.
Absolutely.
If I may, Tony, I think the legions are a place of support for veterans, a place of camaraderie, a place of family. It's a place to land. You go there, you're among family, and you're among people that know what you've done and know what you've been through. And
absolutely,
and I think
you all share the same
main,
experience,
I think
kind of.
that's
Yeah,
the main gist of the American Legions.
And the Ballard brothers want to call them out. And the Ballard brothers, they want to.
You got a couple of Canadians that are coming in. They're talking trash. Some of the emails that I've seen, I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, they're getting started right now. They haven't even got the ring yet. Set up.
Exactly. And here's the thing. I know some of them boys. Some of them boys are just gonna be like, are you serious?
Right. Yeah. Who are these dudes?
Right.
Yeah.
But
Well, I don't even know if the powers that be at 3PW can even sanction something like this. What I do know is the Ballards didn't ask.
No,
they flat out said, "We're coming. We're gonna approach these guys, and we're gonna see what they're made of." Huh?
I like that. Kick butt first, ask or take questions after. But the Ballard brothers, I'm excited to see them in action.
they still got a lot in the tank. I'm not going to discredit them. The Ballard brothers can probably take on some young men. They're very technical with their style, but like I said, you never know what's going to happen with the American Legion boys. You might come run right through them and send them back to Canada. And
Wouldn't that be a sight?
That's why I send everyone home happy. But keep going on with the card, Tony.
We also got
keep them excited.
The monster Mike Gotch.
yes,
Oh, okay.
Godzilla.
He made his debut at the last show in Long Beach, and
Against Freddie Helmuth.
another big guy. It's just like he's a monster. So Sarge vanquished one monster and Kruger, so we're gonna have Sergeant Major versus Mike Gotch.
Yep, we had two monsters working separately at the last show. Why not bring them both back and point them right at each other?
There you go. It's the best way to do
Absolutely.
it. Put your two biggest guns together and see which one blows out.
Again, I'm just glad it's outside.
There's gonna be a lot of meat in that ring.
A lot of beef.
show,
Yeah.
Also, we got a kind of a territorial match too.
Ooh.
You did mention a certain group earlier, and obviously there's members that will be on the card for 3PW.
Mhm.
We got Angel Latu.
Ooh, the dark one.
versus the Shade coming from Las Vegas.
Okay.
So,
I like that.
You know, the territory there, you know, I've heard a lot of rumblings, you know, for a long time that these two wanted to fight each other, and you know, here at 3PW, guess what?
We'll make it
We're
happen.
gonna make that happen.
We'll let you slug it out. Yeah, it is very territorial. Lord 2 representing, 714 Orange County area, and then the Shade, representing 3PW's home, Las Vegas.
Right.
So
It's definitely interesting. So let's. I'm really looking forward to see how this one plays out.
absolutely. I think, I have more experience watching Lord 2. I know him really well, so I think Lord 2 is going to be able to slip out with the win.
Well, the fact that he's aligned himself with Bobby Beamer, the manager from Las Vegas. So, you know, he knows all the Vegas boys, so it's like when it comes to that, he's got some inside knowledge. So,
Absolutely.
Well, Bobby Beamer and the Shade have history.
And you got to think about it though. Freddie Flores, like I said, is going to be in the ring. He's going to be at the show. You can't he's not going to be there just to supply knowledge and emotional support to Atu. Who knows what can happen? I'm just letting you know that fighting Freddie Flores is going to be there as well. So take all that knowledge as you will, but I always believe in the power of the fist.
Yeah.
I believe Lord Atu is greater than you, so I think the Shade's going to be going back to Vegas with a smaller check. That's just me, though. Don't take this personally, guys. So I got to shout out real quick to everybody watching. What's going on, guys? Everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, thank you for checking out. We got a question from the fans. They want to know, is there going to be a women's match at Honor and Glory? We know that last show we got to see Mariah Moreno versus Lois Grain for the Vixens Championship, which, spoiler alert, Mariah Moreno is currently holding. So I guess that's where that question stems from. We got Miss Dupree over here.
Sounds like a fox.
Well, on this particular
Might get some, Billy.
at this particular show, there will not be a ladies' match.
Mm-hmm.
There will be one at the next Long Beach show, and the date will be coming soon.
Ladies by the beach, like that.
Yeah, stay tuned to the Bully Zone podcast. We'll have more information when that arrives. But no women's match.
Because girls don't like to be outside. They don't want to be in the sun. They don't want to sweat too much.
Their hair gets all
hair
frizzy
gets
and messed up.
We
I
do
get it.
we do have a fatal 4-way attraction match.
Nice.
There's going to be the returning to the pro wrestling business Cordova, which is a guy I've known for probably 13 years.
Oh, wow.
He came up through EWF in San Bernardino area.
Mm-hmm.
He's returning after probably a 5-year absence.
Do you think that's gonna hurt his chances of winning? He's gonna have some ring rust. He's not gonna be at the peak he once was 5 years ago.
I know from fact that he's been back in the training facility over there at Jesse's School of Hard Knocks. I know he's training hard, and it's almost like riding a bike with pro wrestling. I could be out for a year and come back and be stronger than ever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's scary when you think about it. When some people are hurt, they come back. When Ambrose was out for a while, he came back looking jacked. Dude, I was like, whoa!
Yeah.
What happened to that skinny little twig that used to wrestle the backyard?
He's all cut, looking thick. Yeah, that's crazy to... Because when you're out of action, like this guy over to my left knows he was out of action for a bit, but I'm pretty sure that was still on his mind 24/7, if not a little more.
Oh, my leg.
I know, right? But now I'm pretty sure he's going to be ready to get all that knowledge out of his brain and put it back into his body and put it into motion.
Yeah, we'll get more than that after we get through the whole card. I want to hear about your future plans, Billy. But go on, Tony.
In that match, we also have the returning Mondo Rocks. He kind of ran into a little bit of a heavy altercation in Long Beach. So he'll be returning to the ring. Also from Las Vegas, we got Ricky Tenacious.
Ooh.
He's a Big Valley Wrestling star over there. He's actually a tag team champion over there. can't say enough about the guy. He's just, you never know what to expect out of him because
He's tenacious.
he's
Brings that tenacity.
he's one of them evil guys that, you know, he'll just. So
You think he comes out to Tenacious D?
He'll
Tribute?
he'll pull something out of nowhere if he has to, and then we have.
I know, right? It's like you say everyone
Is this-
else's name, and then
Is this for real?
that's what I'm saying. When I found out, I was laughing myself.
Drew Masters will be in action at 3PW. You know what? The kid works hard. You know, he's a hardworking dude. You know, I can't say enough about him. I've seen him, you know, here at the dojo at, you know, De Lo Jiu-Jitsu Center where Orange County trains. You know, he's a good kid. You know, he deserves an opportunity. And we're gonna
Absolutely.
see. We're gonna see. You know, if
You don't
if
think you're
he's-
feeding him to the wolves? I mean, you got these 3 other guys that are very credited and established. You got one's a champion, one's in the game for 13 years, and you want to put Drew Masters. You don't feel like you're going to slaughter this kid? You're going to get him through rough boot camp? What is this?
Hey,
The Azure Striker is not to be taken lightly. I think if any of these veterans make the mistake of looking, you know, for a walkover from the kid, I think they're in for a long night.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Drew actually has a very good shot because our first time, Bully Zone's first time at OCCW, it was a triple threat match. Drew Masters versus Mikey O'Shea and Lord Atu.
Mhm.
And Drew Masters picked up the win there. So he doesn't, you can't count him out.
Okay.
You got to keep an eye on him. You got to pay attention.
And that was, you know, one of his first matches. You know, he only has more experience now. So I think if he doesn't win, he'll probably be, is it an elimination style? Or is it just first to pin? is to win?
it's gonna be the first to win.
Okay. If it was, because the triple threat I was talking about was elimination, so that definitely helped Drew. Since this is the case, everything's out the window now.
Here's the thing: you never know what can happen.
That's true.
Absolutely.
You know, all it takes is 3 seconds to win a match.
Right.
That 1, 2, 3.
You know, think about it. 3 seconds. It ain't that long.
Not at all. You could be, you know, a 4-second match, one quick roll up.
You know,
You never know.
I've seen worse things.
Absolutely.
You know, I
Well,
mean,
I give Masters his credibility, his training, and all that, but I don't see him picking up the win. That's my opinion, guys. You don't have to eat me about it, but little babyface Drew needs
Not going to eat you anyway.
to back off. You know, he needs to watch how the pros do it, pick up some more skills before he tries to overcome. But what else do we got going on?
let's see here. That's pretty much we covered the whole
Perfect.
show.
I love it.
But then again, you never know.
Never know.
Cards always subject to change.
My favorite part.
And
Yeah, just like water's wet, the card's always subject to change.
you know, I love this business. You know, it's one of those things where if you put the time and effort into anything you do, you're gonna succeed.
Yeah. It rewards you
Right.
for the effort you put in.
You take care of the business is going to take care of you. And, you know, I've mentioned that before. You know, that's one of the things that Jesse Hernandez used to always say to me. And for a long time, I never understood that. But, you know, you gotta build your brand.
Available in all sizes.
Tattoos coming soon.
Oh.
I think Billy's got to be the first one. Get tattoo. You know,
Jesus.
you know, Lab Bunny.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
We're going to go
right,
Bam Bam on
right
his
on.
head.
It's free real estate.
And it's already shiny, too. So.
But yeah, I believe 100% what you say, Tony. You put 110% into anything, it will reward you.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that's
really looking
definitely
forward to this
the
show.
business.
Because, you know, this particular show, like I said, I'm kind of serving two masters because I am, you know, a firm believer of the Post and, you know, what they do. And, you know, it's not only a indie wrestling show, you
Mhm.
know, it's a show.
It
You know,
is a show.
We're trying to bring back, you know, the professional side of this business.
Yeah, put the professional into professional wrestling.
Correct. You know, a lot of indie shows you go to, you walk in, there's just, you know, a door with a curtain in it, and you know.
Yeah.
Like which ones? No, I'm just kidding.
You know which ones you've been to. You know, it's like we're striving to put on a better program.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think by bringing in outside talent and using, you know, local talent and trying to combine the two, we're on the right track with what we want to do and where we want to go.
Absolutely. I like what you said, bringing outside talent. You know, I get, you know, companies that have their own, you know, their own roster, where it's the same people every show, you know, continuing their storylines. It's great, you know, especially if you have, you know, everyone has their own favorite wrestler at each company.
Right.
But that's what I love about, you know, indie wrestling. You can see matchups that you would never thought you would see. You can see a guy from New York wrestling a guy from here in Orange County.
Absolutely. You know, and the fact of the matter is there's a big following in Vegas, and eventually 3PW will go back to Vegas and have a show. You know, unfortunately at this time it's not in the works as much as I would like it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of big things coming up in the wrestling world. You know, CAC. I love going to CAC every year because you get to meet guys like Wes Briscoe. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you get to meet guys that have been in the business for literally 20, 30, 40 friggin' years.
Explain to our viewers out there who might not know what CAC is.
Cauliflower Alley Club is an organization, you know, it's kind of like the American Legion.
Yeah.
It
all comes full circle.
For pro wrestlers. You know, they every year they have a, I believe they have a what do they call that, college. They send a kid to college,
Like a internship or a
not
foreign
an
exchange?
Scholarship.
a scholarship.
Okay.
You know, so they you know they do a bunch of stuff that, you know,
I didn't go to school.
obviously
And it
neither did I.
shows.
You know, they do a lot of stuff,
Mhm.
nonprofit type stuff for pro wrestlers that, you know, are in need and distress, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Basically, every year they meet in Las Vegas. They have a big wrestling show that Billy Blade from up north there, he's in charge of running the show. It's basically a time for all the pro wrestlers to get together, meet fans, meet each other,
Mhm.
and, you know, hell, dude, it's freaking Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, worst case scenario, you're in Vegas. You're
It's-
going to have
it's
fun
pretty
either
cool.
way.
Veteran pro wrestlers and nights in Vegas. Oh, Jesus.
you know it's
Casinos
pretty,
like it.
it's pretty cool when
They
you're,
know
like,
they're going to have a payday.
you're in an elevator and you kind of look over and, you know, Jake the Snake standing there going, "What's up?" You know,
You sound like him.
that old Lashley voice. You know,
Yeah, you know, a few years ago, he might have been asleep in the elevator. Now,
And-
you know, he's clean and, you know, God bless him. He's
And-
doing great now, but
and it was
I
funny
like
'cause
that. That's awesome.
Everybody knows that I've you know, was out in the Midwest for a long time, and I've done some work with Harley Race and the WLW, and it was funny because a few years ago I seen him at CAC, and he was on his little scooter. That old bastard tried to run me over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like you don't get that anywhere else. You know, it's like
Yeah, Harley Race, you know, for our viewers out there, he's always been considered one of the toughest SOBs in the wrestling business, like real life SOBs.
you know.
So I'm not surprised he tried.
He
Run
he's
you down.
recently been diagnosed with some health issues, and you know what? It wouldn't surprise me none if he kicks its ass too.
There you
know,
go.
and that's,
Kick it out too, right on the deathbed.
you know, it happens. So, but it's pretty cool when you get a chance to pick the brain of somebody like, you know, Gerald Briscoe, you know, or one of the old guys, you know, B. Brian Blair. He's the president of CAC.
Mhm.
You know, and it's like just in the back room, and you're able to pick his brains and get some of that knowledge, you know, bestowed on you, and you're just like, wow, you know, it's pretty cool. And you know, when you get to see somebody that you see on TV every week, like an Adam Pearce, you know, he shows up there occasionally. You get to talk to people like Jim Ross.
Yeah, the legend on the mic, on the commentary table.
The amount of knowledge that runs through there. J.J. Dillon. You know, there's
too many to name, right?
Oh, yeah.
The event's not long
Yeah.
enough to soak all that genius.
you know,
up.
it's 3 days of just nonstop. You know,
Yeah.
there's no other way to describe it. You're just like, oh my,
You're
So
like Home Alone, like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you're in front of me. We're really in the same room together.
Hid in a candy store.
oh yeah. It's like- and you know, every once in a while you'll be like, is that who I think it is?
All right.
Like you
Yeah,
haven't already seen everybody you love. You're
Dude,
like,
that's Greg Valentine. What the hell? That's the hammer! Whoa! You know?
Right. Now, I want to go back to what you said. You know, you go and you can get advice from all these people. I want to ask Billy Bonds here. You're not a wrestler. You know, your main job was always as a ref. You know, before
on the lucky days.
your injuries.
That's how I got started.
Yeah, is there any non-wrestler in the business you would want to get advice from, whether it's a booker, a commentary announcer, referee?
Well, two come to mind, but are we talking about living or dead, or does it matter? Or,
Doesn't matter. Let's go for it. Give the dead
well,
first.
for like commentary and just general knowledge of the business, we've already mentioned Jim Ross. I mean, he's got to be at the top of that list. But the other one, I did my first in-ring work as a ref, but I actually studied with Santino Brothers manager class, and so my original incarnation was that of a manager, and I mean Bobby Heenan.
Bobby, absolutely.
Absolutely. And then lastly, love him or hate him, he's in my blood, but Jim Cornette.
Oh,
Jim Cornette, yeah. If you want to aspire to be a manager, Jim Cornette is probably one of the. Those are probably two of the best managers. Throw up Paul Heyman. I think that's 3 of the 4 of managers Mount Rushmore.
An interesting deal, real quick, about Bobby Heenan. Chris Jericho once said in an interview, because I don't know how many people know. I didn't know for the longest time that Heenan wrestled before he became a manager, and referring to the different skill sets and who has what. Chris Jericho actually said in an interview that there is just immense locker room respect for Heenan from the wrestlers, because he can do what they do. They cannot do what he does or what he did. And I just thought that was huge coming from somebody like Jericho.
Yeah, I've heard that story too. And
if you go back
definitely.
and you look at some of the matches that he was managing for, and some of the bumps that man took, that dude
Those
would get
ape-
flung.
those
That dude would
apron
get
bumps.
dude. That dude would get flung, and you were just like, damn.
Ragdoll.
But when you're talking managers, I mean, the guys that you named are great, but then you're forgetting people like Sir Oliver Humperdinck. You're forgetting about,
Taking it way
believe it or not,
back.
Paul Bearer, Percy Pringle.
Right.
These guys had so much knowledge that, I mean, you're just like, it's like when you look back at wrestling in the mid '80s or late '80s,
you guys wouldn't know about that.
down in Florida.
I have network, Billy. I can
Dude,
go back right
telling
now.
you, that was the funnest time I've ever watched wrestling, and it was
Absolutely.
It was people like Lex Luger and Barry Windham,
Right.
but it was before their run in
the main
the
stream.
WCW.
Right.
Yeah, on the main stage.
But Barry was there before, though, because he was a tag team champion with Mike Rotundo for the WWF.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then it was after that I seen him down in Florida, and it was just like, wow. You got Kendall Windham, you got Jesse Barr, who later became, who's that? Jimmy Jack Funk. you know what I mean. So it was just like watching that and watching how those guys operated and how those guys got their wrestlers over.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. And but the King is definitely the brain.
Absolutely.
The way that dude get flung and be like, you just see his leg kind of, wah! You're like,
Yeah, definitely.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Yeah, when we discussed the Mount Rushmore of, man, we could do a whole episode one day, but we never know. But definitely, you have to put Bobby the Brain Heenan there. The other three you can debate all day, but
oh
Brain,
yeah, absolutely.
always going to be there, everyone's list. But
See, back in the day, what a lot of people don't understand is back in the day, managers had more than just the on-screen performance job. You take somebody like Precious Paul Ellering.
that's who I was going to say. LOD.
He took responsibility for the travel. He took responsibility to make sure the guys got to where they needed.
He was actually their manager.
Yeah, he
in a
was
sense.
actually their manager. And years ago when like on the indie scenes when people were dealing with contracts and stuff like that, there was a lot of dirty stuff done. And if you ever watch that movie Slam,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, going old.
Yeah.
Back with the Tonga Kid. Love that guy. It's like him and Roddy Piper. It's like, yeah, it's all a story. But how much of that was actually not? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Absolutely.
And back then, you just didn't know. That was
And that's
Yeah.
so great about that time.
and that's the whole thing. That's what made Territories great, is the fact that you were on the road.
Yes, absolutely.
You're making money. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing.
You had a busy schedule
You
lined up.
knew what
Making
you knew what
towns.
your job was.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was putting the same guy over 4 nights in a row,
4 different ways to do it,
there,
right?
That's what you did.
You went out there and
but
did
then,
your job.
I've been to some other shows where, and it was like when you watch it and the lines get blurred sometimes,
Yeah.
and when the lines get blurred, that's when it's fun.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, everything I've ever been told was, it's predetermined, but that wasn't supposed to happen. So why did it happen? And then you start like, maybe
Yeah.
and that's the intrigue.
So you must have some interest in the whole Ronda Rousey.
I was right about to bring that up. Let's go full circle. This is the last 10 minutes. Everybody wants to talk about
Wow.
this. So you know how you're talking
I won't
about
forgive you
the
for this.
unpredictability of it, and they start questioning things. What do you think about this Ronda thing, honestly? Do you think it's a work? Do you think it's a shoot? She said wrestling is kayfabe. I don't even know what that word means. What's going
why
on?
is she doing this? Like, what snapped in her brain?
You want to?
Well, here's
Is it okay?
here's the thing. If they weren't okay with it, would she still be getting in the ring?
Absolutely.
So that's
At the end of the day,
that's
it's
my
more
opinion.
eyes on the product.
Well, and at the end of the day,
Exactly.
it's a work. No matter how straight it shoots, at the end of the day, it's a work.
The job is to entertain, and if people, whether they want to hate me or like me, it doesn't matter.
It's that reaction you're going
It's
for.
the reaction that I want.
They show
If I want
Show
you to
up.
hate me, guess what? You're gonna hate me.
Absolutely. Yeah. You want
But if
them
I want to be
throwing
that baby
trash.
face and sell tickets, hey, buy my merch. You're
still gonna hate him.
You're still gonna hate me, but you're gonna love watching me get my ass kicked.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's the fun of this.
Mhm.
Is the reaction, the pop of the crowd. There's no other feeling.
Did you notice though how his whole body language and demeanor changed between
Oh, yeah.
the two personas? That's wrestling right there. That's just a little
What-
side.
what-
side
That's a true pro wrestler.
One of the greatest guys that does that is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. The fact that he could just flip a switch and go from the preacher that everybody knows now and the mild mannered, yeah, this was good, this is how we did this then.
Right.
Everybody has a
Good
price for the
yeah.
$1 Million Man. You know, and you're just like, whoa!
Oh, yeah, that's
how did
good.
he
That
just
is-
do that? And it was just like you flipped the switch, dude. And you know, when you see that, and you're just like, I get it now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know, and that's what people want to see. You know, they want to be entertained. You know, here's the thing about pro wrestling or any professional sports. Anybody can be bought.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. You know,
Referees.
NFL free agency coming up.
Dude,
Antonio Brown to the Raiders, you know,
I
for a certain price.
absolutely. I'm a Chiefs fan. I like the Chiefs,
Rough season.
but you know
So
what?
close.
I absolutely start despising the NFL. You know, there's, you know, it's like I used to be huge into baseball.
Careful now.
I can't get, you know, somebody that makes millions of dollars to play a game, you know, it's like I don't buy it. There's something about it that just
Yeah.
I had this conversation with my dad when I was like yay high. I went to the Warehouse, the video store. I don't know if
Okay,
you
yeah.
guys remember that. And to,
Oh, yeah.
to rent VHS tapes, and I got a Michael Jordan highlight, video,
Right.
dunks and all that crap. And I was laying on the living room floor watching it, and my dad was walking in and out of the room, getting visibly irritated by exactly the kind of thing you're talking about. You know, he's a blue collar guy, and he provides a service, and he was just not happy that in our language, somebody's that over for a pure entertainment or athletic. Anyway,
That's
sidebar.
that's what we got DJ SoCal talking about right now. He's talking about how sports is becoming a bank. You know, it's less of the sport and more of a buy the shares, buy this.
It's
And
becoming more of an obvious
Yeah.
bank. I think it's been that way for some time, but it's
There's-
just in your face now.
there's a guy by the name of Jim Smith. You know, he's in a very wealthy man, and he's a speaker, and he said something once that just it kind of struck with me. You know, it's like, you know, I was a big Emmitt Smith fan. Love watching that dude run the ball.
Absolutely.
Right?
One of the goats.
I always wanted one of his jerseys. Never got one. You know, I've big Hulk Hogan fan. When I was young, I had a Hulk Hogan shirt. But what does that say? When you wear somebody's merchandise,
Says you're a fan of them.
that you're a fan of them and that you want to be them.
well, you're enslaved to their vision. You know, you want to emulate them eventually, right?
So
Slave,
why
that's heavy.
why
Well,
wouldn't you
that's
want to
why-
wear your own shirt?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm wearing my brand. You know, 3PW is a brand. I'm promoting the business. That's one thing. You know, if I was to wear a WWE shirt, what's that say? I'm a fan of WWE, but is that what I want to be? Or you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Like
I want to put my
identity crisis
self
almost.
over
Yeah.
instead of putting somebody else over. Why am I going to put? It's just it's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Why
I feel
wear
like
a competition shirt?
right? You know,
versus-
and I see guys come into training and they're wearing AJ Styles shirt or a Bullet Club shirt,
Right,
Or,
yeah.
something like that. And
But you
you're
never see him with the Bullies on shirt. It
And-
sucks, I know.
just, and you're just like, live for yourself.
Yeah.
Show some pride.
So that's just my opinion on it. I mean, that's the way I kind of took what he was saying, and he, yeah.
Yeah,
But
for everyone out
3PW,
there, leave a
Cypress.
comment on what you think about that whole situation. But it looks like we're about to wrap up here. Give everyone the final details about 3PW, where they can find you. What time show starts, ticket price.
The show will start at 2:05 p.m. It's an afternoon show. It's going to be outdoors. Yes, I've looked at the weather.
Rain or shine, supposed to be shine. Supposed to be shine.
Could be a flash flood.
According
Partly cloudy, so
according-
you may want to bring a little sweater in case you get cold.
According to InAccuWeather.
But it's going to be at Cypress American Legion, post 295. Basically, right down the street, man. So
Absolutely, yeah.
Are tickets still available for pre-sale, or you got to get them at the door at this point?
they are still
They're still
available
available.
at pre-sale.
All right, guys, make sure you jump on that.
You can hit myself or the bald guy. I mean Billy Bonds over here.
Bald Billy Bonds.
Bald
I like
Billy
that.
Bonds, that works. I'll work with
You'll
that.
know it's him because right after this, he's going to tattoo parlor. To get
Yeah, you're right.
3PW.
Yeah, right. Remember the sign? Yeah.
Yeah, just look for.
Yeah, no, we have in the
Inkhead.
Facebook event. It has a link, a click link for the tickets. You can get them through Eventbrite. You can get them through Tony, myself, or any of the talent booked on the show. There's a lot of ways to get them, so get them.
And next time, we're going to have a special link right here at Bully Zone. They're going to start selling 3PW tickets, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
No, yeah, they better start selling 3PW tickets.
Oh yeah,
You got the look.
Hey,
I
we got the
saw it.
60%
I saw
cut.
it.
We're fine. We'll definitely do it. No problem,
we'll have a
boss.
line out the door, but this Saturday, 3PW presents Honor and Glory.
Come check out Sin Bodie if you've never seen this guy.
Oh, Jesus.
Things are about to get weird.
Yeah,
I was hoping we could link up with him today, but apparently he got tied up. So.
He's doing something crazy. He's probably slaughtering something
We probably
right now.
don't want to know what.
Exactly.
Let's just
Yeah, we'd probably be on a list after talking to him, but
I got 2 tickets already ready for you. Got you, SoCal. Don't worry about it. Look
Yeah.
at that. I already got 2 tickets for you guys next week's event. Honor and Glory, guys. Don't miss
hustling.
it.
all right. Before we wrap it up, is there any social media sites for 3PW they can find you guys at?
Media guy.
Oh yeah, we've got the 3PW Facebook page. We have the Facebook event for Honor and Glory. We've got the Twitter.
Kill him.
And we've got Instagram. We
It's all
are,
the cigarettes I used to smoke.
and that's how Tony sounds when he sounds good. You should hear him first thing in the morning. But anyway, yeah, no, we're all over social media, but these people already know that. Get on there and
Get on and get your tickets now.
Next Saturday, 2 p.m. in Cypress, Honor and Glory.
And I'm telling you, if you haven't been to a local indie show, get your butts out there. Support indie wrestling. I don't care if it's Orange County Championship Wrestling. I don't care if it's UEW, 3PW,
Support the boys.
There's room for everybody.
GCF. There's room for everybody.
Right on. Well, Tony, I want to thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Billy,
Oh, how did I not know that was coming?
Can't
Wow.
teach us.
Wait.
Hold
I got
on,
this.
me.
I got this.
That's on me. Hey, thanks for having us, though. Really.
Of course. Just so you guys remember, if you guys take any pictures, videos, make sure to tag them. 3PW SoCal on Instagram. They will be shared. They will be viewed by others. So if you guys got the front row seats, you see something you
Viewed
like,
by others.
post them online. Make sure everybody can see all the great content. With that being said,
Yeah, like
It's
that
your boy.
famous picture of yours from the last show.
the big O.
the O face. But
Microphone and face and everything.
I am Austin Largo. Thank you for tuning in.
It's your boy Lance Winners, baby. We are signing out. See you next week, guys.
3PW this Saturday. Don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Honor and Glory.
Woo!